Well, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And for today's video, we will have a good class, and you can listen to this podcast at the Study Prep Guys channel. And for today's class, we'll be looking into the National Center for Education Resource Development, the National Scheme for Secondary Schools. In today's class, we'll be covering off economics, and if you're at home, or you could be on your bed, you could take a rest, and you could listen to this podcast for grade 11 and be peaceful for the CSEC 2025 or 2026 or even the 2027. It will stay here. So please, if you could have the time, it would be very nice if you could just subscribe to the channel and thumbs up and comment below and tell me your thoughts. So, without further ado, we're looking into the curriculum area for economics. And we'll be looking into the role of the government in stabilizing an economy. Every government will strive to achieve a smooth running of the economy. In doing so, they will focus on the following goals or objectives: roles of the government, employment protection, and social safety nets. Governments can implement employment protection measures to safeguard workers from unfair dismissal and to provide job security. We also have macroeconomic activity. So take your rest on your bed or you listen this from afar. Macro macroeconomic activities. Ensuring macroeconomic activities stability through sound fiscal and monetary policy is crucial for maintaining an environment conducive to job creation. Stable inflation, a manageable fiscal system deficit, and a well regulated financial system contribute to investor confidence and economic growth. But before we go into everything, you need to know what are these terms. What do monetary policy means? What are fiscal policies? And what are all these interesting terms that we usually hear in schools or even in our classes? So we'll first look into the monetary policies. And these are the central banks that control the money supply and interest rates within a country. The government can use these fiscal policies and even monetary policies to their advantage to regulate economical activity and stability. So let us go into some of these terms that we were saying a little while ago. So these are terms associated with economical management, policies, and goals. We always have these big questions in our minds, such as national budget, national income, disposable income, and national debt, but we don't usually know what they mean. So let's start one by one and go through each term as you sit and drink a cup of coffee at your respectable desk. So we have the national budget, government's financial plan for revenue and expenditure. We also have the national income, total income earned by the country's residents and businesses. These are all the income that are earned by good citizens like yourself or future citizens of this country who will soon have jobs after you finish off your CSEC programs. We also, my friends, have deficit, government's excess spending over revenue. Deficits usually occur when governments overspend on a particular area within your respective countries. And if you're watching from any countries in the world, I say all countries sometimes experience a deficit and we can overcome it. And another interesting term that we hear in economics and is growth. What does growth mean in economics? So growth means an increase in the country's production of goods and services. So an increase in the country's production of goods and services means there's a growth in economical stability. That's what it generally means. So we have the economical development part right here. And this means an improvement in living standards and well being of society. We have a developing economy. These are countries with low income and infrastructural development. And we have developed economy. After we have taken a look through all of these terms, it will be an end to the podcast, and you could please take a click, or you could just left it on autoplay and go on into the next lesson on economics. We have the developed economy, countries with high income and advanced infrastructure. We have the balance of payments. These are the records of a country's transactions with the rest of the world. These means that we have a record of all the transactions we have with the world. Your country might not be my country, but there is a record for countries' transactions with other countries of the world. And that's what we mean by balance of payments. We have GDP, gross national product. These are the total value of goods and services produced by a country's residents, both domestically and abroad. What do we mean by domestically? When we mean these terms domestic, we mean that it's within your country, and abroad means that it's outside the scope of your country. An interesting term that you might ask yourself is, what is inflation? These are the general increase in prices and decreases in purchasing power. When an inflation occurs, these are usually sad times for the country's citizens. Poor leadership and bad leadership lead to inflation, and good leadership lead to deflation. This deflation generally means a general decrease in prices and an increase in purchasing power. Then we have savings, income not spent and set aside for future use. The wise thing to do as a citizen, as a student, in any country should have some amount of savings. And as a student who is writing CSEC, it would be so nice if you can assist your parents by saving to pay for your CSEC subjects. And we have the investment. These are expenditures on capital goods to enhance productivity. These are when you invest your money. And what does investment means? So it means you're putting some money in something to have more. That's what investment simplistically means. And we have the last term we'll be looking into is a closed economy. These are when no trade with other countries are occurring. Um, a good example of this is, I think, is North or South Korea, where persons are in harsh conditions and the dictatorship country. It's a very sad place, and I feel sorry for the citizens of that country, and even the economy where there is no trade at all between other countries. So it's nice to be with you in this class, and be nice if you could just listen it out while you sleep and have a cup of coffee at your desk. Well, it's nice to be with you today. I'm the study prep guy. Please subscribe, please like, and hit the thumbs up and comment your thoughts. And subscribe for new content like this every day. I'm trying my best to improve the quality for good nights like this or good evenings like this when you could listen to it. I really appreciate it.